Good morning 8th class. After a long break, I welcome you all again. I hope you all are very much relaxed, happily enjoyed the Dasara vacation, being at home. That's nice. Now, let us again come back into the mood of our academics, our classes, everything. Okay, ma? Coming to the exam point of view, many of you have answered, but I've got very less people who have written exam from A section. Now what is the reason behind that? God knows. Many of the students from A section, they did not give the paper. They did not attempt the paper. And B section completely they have attempted, maximum they have attempted. And C section was also okay. But A section, why you didn't do, or why many of you didn't write the paper? I couldn't understand. And with respect to writing of the examination, mostly all the children, they have done well, but I want to tell you again and again, the way you are writing your paper is very important. You have to follow the serial number, that is the most important thing. And I have got answer scripts really which were highly confusing to correct. If number 3 was in the first page, then number 2 was in the last page. What is this? This should not be repeated again. And many of the students, you have lost in the objective part. And for objective part, you have to go through the textbook, that is more important. I have been telling you repeatedly that please refer textbook, because you are on the path of your 10th class. Yes, now you are in 8th, 9th and 10th, that's it. And for writing the board exams, you need to have the habit of reading the textbook very well. Then only you can really gain good marks in the board exams. So please make it a point that you read the textbook. And this time I have given a small source. And I asked you what was the question? What is the struggle about? What stories you all have written? Simple answer. It is Blue Rebellion or Indigo Rebellion. If you write, many of you have written Indigo Rebellion or Indigo Revolt, I have given a mark for that. But the actual answer is Blue Rebellion. Yes. And in that I told you to, I asked about Gumastas and Lathials. Everything was from that paragraph only. So many of you lost mark in that question also. And you were asked the question, differentiate between Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly. I didn't ask you differentiate between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So some of you have written, I think very few, you have written this answer, differentiate between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Make it a point that you read the question very clearly and then you write the apt answer. Okay? If the question is something and answer is something, then the answer will not be considered. Okay? This is not only for this exam, even for the future exams, please make it in mind. And then after that, don't come to us asking, ma'am, where we lost marks, Students, depending upon the way you write, if we feel that all the important points are there in the answer script, then yes, we are prepared to give you marks. We want you all to get more marks. That is where we really feel happy than you, if you all get good score. Okay? Okay. Now this was all about your answer scripts. And in the next exams, I want all the 3 sections, equal participation from all the 3 sections. Okay, ma? Now, coming back to the lesson part, we have covered 3 lessons in history. Now today, let us go with the 4th lesson. And our 4th lesson is Tribals, Dikus and the Vision of the Golden Age. Now I feel this lesson is going to be something interesting because we are going to learn about the tribals. Yeah. Now what do the tribals do? Usually the tribals, we shouldn't mock at them, but in school and all, whenever we find some specimens who are never attentive in the class or who are always mischievous, then what I actually do, I scold them. I say, are you any tribe? I just scold them, are you any tribe? And I have one favorite tribe also from B section, 8th B. That person knows, I don't want to tell the name, but he himself knows who he is, okay? So in that way, I have a very nice tribe in 8th B, but I don't want all of you to become like tribes. Now today, let us learn about the tribes, okay ma'am? Now, this is your fourth lesson. This is your fourth lesson. Now here, I've drawn a cartoon, okay, of a tribe. Let us assume, give him a name, okay? Let us give him a name. What shall we give? 8th B specimen's name shall we give this fellow? No, he'll feel bad. Okay, now let us name him Birsa Munda. Okay ma? His name is Birsa Munda. Your introduction is about Birsa Munda only. Okay, now this Birsa Munda, he belongs to the Chota Nagpur region, which is now in Jharkhand. Jharkhand is a state in India. Yes, so this Birsa Munda, he belongs to the Chota Nagpur, a village in Chota Nagpur region. And this Munda is the family name, okay? It is the name, Mundas is the name of a section of tribes ma. So because he was born in the Munda family, he got the name Birsa Munda. Now let us study about him. See here. In 1895, a man named Birsa was seen roaming the forests and villages of Chota Nagpur in Jharkhand, okay? So this person was seen roaming in the villages and forests of Chota Nagpur region in Jharkhand, and people assumed that he has got some powers, he has got some magical powers with which he could cure all the diseases, and he even can multiply the grains. Multiply the grains means whatever the rice or the wheat they used to cultivate, na, if they cultivated, for example, let us take that they have cultivated some 10 kgs of wheat or grain, then they felt that, people of that region felt that this Birsa Munda, he can make them double or triple. Okay, so in this way, he had some supernatural powers. This was the thinking of the people only. Okay, now see, Birsa himself declared that God had appointed him to save his people from trouble, free them from the slavery of Dikus. Okay, so he himself declared, this person Birsa Munda, he declared that he had some supernatural powers and God has sent him down in order to save his people. In order to save his people from whom? From Dikus. Now who are these Dikus? Dikus are outsiders. Underline this line ma. Dikus are outsiders. Regularly asked question. Who are Dikus? Outsiders. Simple answer. Okay, underline. So soon thousands began following Birsa, believing that he was Bhagwan. Bhagwan means God, you know na? And he had come to solve all the problems. So here this person's name, we are talking about Birsa Munda. He was born in Chota Nagpur region, which belonged to the Jharkhand state, and he came here. He felt that, he himself declared that he came down in order to save his people from Dikus. Dikus means outsiders. And who were the followers of Birsa Munda? We had, along with Mundas, we had the Santals and Raons also. They were also the followers of Birsa Munda. Ma, here we are speaking about a period about 1895. 1895 means India was under the British rule. So here in India, the tribals faced a lot of problems in the country. Because of the rules and regulations of the Britishers, they had to lose their own land where they were totally dependent upon the land. They had to lose their livelihood. They were expelled. They were expelled from their own place to some other places. So because of the rules and regulations, or because of the administration of the Britishers, the tribals in the country faced a lot of problems. So here in this lesson, we are going to see what are the problems which the tribals faced in the British administration, who were these Dikus, and how did they enslave the people of the region. So this lesson is all about, or this lesson talks about the different tribes, their actual cultures, their traditions and their problems which they faced by the Dikus or because of the British administrations. Understood till here? The next will go in the next class.